What is going on, guys? The Inside the Booth podcast, and today we're talking about the New York Football Giants as they head into New Orleans to take on the Saints and Spencer Rattler and the new head coach Kellen Moore for the Saints. We got a ton of stuff to talk about, and before we do that, leave a like, leave a follow, and of course, let's get into this video. So the Giants 1-3 on the season. The Saints still hunting for their first victory under the Kellen Moore era, but I think this is a very good matchup for the Giants. I mean, they do a lot of things that are much better than the Saints. I mean, they run the football better. They have a much better passing game, much better weapons, better offensive line, in my opinion. As long as Andrew Thomas and Jermaine Illuminor are your tackles, I think you already have a better offensive line than the Saints, in my opinion. I know there could maybe be some disagreements, but overall, you're a better football team. You're a better football team than the Saints. They don't really have much to their offense or defense. So I'm expecting a Jackson Dart legacy game once again. I think this is a good matchup for Jackson Dart. I know, the Superdome or whatever you want to call it is loud, but Jackson Dart said he's not afraid of how loud that place is going to be. He's played in some big-time SEC stadiums, and hopefully that could translate to the NFL. But I want to talk about Spencer Rattler first before we do get into a bunch of the other positives for the New York Football Giants. So the big thing with Spencer Rattler, right? He doesn't have really a wide receiver to rely on, in my opinion, right? I mean, I know he has some guys, and obviously he has Alvin Kamara, but it's not like they're a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. So, I expect a big-time defensive game for the Giants. If they can get to Spencer Rattler and get some sacks, that would be awesome. But the big thing to watch out for is if you are going to play a lot of man coverage and cover one, you got to watch out for Spencer Rattler's legs. He is very efficient in scrambling. I believe he averages like 8 yards a carry when he scrambles. So when it's those big, second down and 15s or something like that, those big time plays that the Giants allow, they have to prevent that, because when you go from a second and 15 to a third and 4, like, that's much more easy for the Saints to convert than if it's a third and 10, third and 11, and they don't get much. So if I'm Abdul Carter, I hope I'm on a spy. I hope I'm spying on Spencer Rattler the entire game. But let's get into the Giants. Jackson Dart looking to make the Giants 2-3 before they head to Philadelphia on a Monday Night Football game. I believe it is a Monday Night Football. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe that. But anyways, you're playing the Eagles next week. So if you're going 2-3 heading into the next game against the Eagles, you do like what you see. But for Jackson Dart, no more Malik Nabers, unfortunately, obviously tearing his ACL and his meniscus. So it's now time for the other guys to step up. And I'm looking at Beau Collins if he gets some reps. But Jalin Hyatt is probably the biggest player that, Giants fans want to see. Because when you have Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Malik Nabers on the field, there's not much opportunity for Jalin Hyatt. But now that Malik Nabers is unfortunately injured, you got an opportunity, Jalin, and we got to see a big-time game. We got to see receptions. We got to see receptions after the catch and making big-time plays. I hope they scheme Jalin Hyatt to a good route tree. I don't want just vertical routes and just going downfield. We have Darius Slayton for that, and I do think he's going to have a good game. At least I hope, because Darius Slayton, I don't think has had that big-time game yet. Wan'Dale Robinson had that big-time game against the Dallas Cowboys. I got to see a big-time game after someone, that you traded up for in Jalin Hyatt. Obviously, it has not shown that. He has not shown much flashes that he could be a big-time player. So hopefully Jalin Hyatt can get a good opportunity, get some receptions, and add something to his resume. Maybe get an NFL touchdown, right, in the regular season. Making a big time play on third down or something like that. I do expect another run-heavy offense with Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart. That worked very well, so I do expect that. But I do, think Jackson Dart is still going to have a good game despite Malik Neighbors being out for the season. Now for the defense, right? Like I said earlier, I think Andrew Phillips, Paulson Adebo, and hopefully Deonte Banks if he does, or Cordell Flott, whoever is playing that role, has a big-time game. I don't need to see Spencer Rattler destroying my defense that invested so much money in. So, another thing, Dexter Lawrence is dealing with an illness, but I think that was reported yesterday on Friday. So I think I do expect Dexter Lawrence to still play, which obviously is a huge key factor because when you have Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeaux, Carter, Lawrence, all on the field, they can make some damn plays. And I mean, I tell you what, that last week, what did they have, like 20 pressures or something combined of the 3 or the 4, whatever it was? I want to see that again. I want to see them getting to Spencer Rattler, making a big hit, forcing a fumble. I said in the preview, or at least I think I did, that turnovers for this team are coming. And that is what happened in that Chargers game. Drew Phillips gets an interception. Sexy Dexy gets an interception. I got to see more out of that. I want to see more interceptions. I want to see one taken to the house. Dexter Lawrence was so damn close of getting one. I want to see that. I want to see some fight out of this team. I want to see us 2-3 headed into Monday. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I really am. And not only that, Jackson Dart showed a lot of promise, right? I mean, even Jermaine Illuminor stated on it. He brings another energy, and an energy that we want to thrive on. We want to protect him at all costs. That's what I want to see out of my damn offensive line, man. I want to see grit. I want to see fight. And I want to see us kick the living crap out of this Saints team and not give them their first win. I don't want to be the team that gives the Saints the first win. And I don't want to be 1-4 either. I want to be 2-3 heading into Philadelphia. Get it against Philadelphia because I think the first game is at MetLife. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I hope you guys are excited. I hope the Giants fans are excited to potentially be a 2-3 team and, get some wins. I want to see some wins, man. And I want to see a win right now against a winnable football team. I do. That is the biggest thing that I want to see out of this team this season is fight, staying in games, and making some big plays and showing promise for the future. We think that Jackson Dart can be the future, but that was just one game. It's a good team, I'll tell you that. But I want to see consistency, and I want to see good plays and extending the drives and, scoring a lot of points. I mean, they put up 21 last week. It feels like we never, ever had, 20-point games for Russell Wilson except for the Week 2 game. And yeah, Jackson Dart's the starter. Brian Daboll has stated so much that this is a effing guy. I want to see that this week. I want to see some grit, like I said. I want to win this football game. I want to see big-time games out of Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson, Cam Scatterbo, and Jalen Hyatt. I want to see big-time games. I want to see Jackson Dart throw for 250-plus passing yards. I want to see him get into the end zone again. I want to see all of that. I'm excited, man. But anyways, guys, leave a like, leave a follow, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Giants.